This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Tragic end to search for elderly woman washed away by floodwaters. The search for an elderly woman washed away in the Sandy Gully on Thursday has ended in tragedy. The body of 78-year-old Jousslan resident Beryl Bryan was found amid debris in Riverton City on Friday afternoon. Bryan's son Vivian Shaw told the news earlier Friday that his mother had been tending to her goats when she was washed away by floodwaters during heavy rains on Thursday. Yesterday the rain started fall and my mother goat them was outside and she went for them. And one of them decided him nah come and she went down the gully for it and water washed her away, the grief-stricken son said. Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defense Force personnel assisted residents of Jousslan in the rescue efforts. Members of the search party said they were drawn to the spot where Bryan's body was found by the bleating of one of her 4 goats that had been washed away with her. Dunkirk residents angry at alleged police shooting of community member. Residents of Dunkirk in downtown Kingston are upset that a member of the community was allegedly shot and injured by the police on Sunday, claiming that the man was not committing any offense and he was shot in the back. According to the residents, the man who was shot was of middle age and the incident was a continuation of abuse that they face while the police are patrolling the streets in the area. One resident who said he was an eyewitness to the shooting on Sunday said the police approached 3 men who were going about their regular business. He said 2 of the men were traveling together, including one on a bicycle. A 3rd man was walking in front of that pair. The eyewitness said the police approached and ordered the men to stop, and the 2 who were traveling together complied. He said the 3rd man who was in front was seemingly not aware that the police were addressing him. The resident said the 3rd man continued on his journey and was about to turn a corner when the police again ordered him to stop. He said the man was still not seemingly aware that he was the one being spoken to, and when he failed to comply with the order, a police officer pulled his firearm and shot the man in his back. The man is a businessman. The man is a mechanic. His wife is about to migrate. Him supposed to take care of the kids. Him says stop. You point at somebody with them back turned and fire a shot in their direction before them stop. Is that just? The resident asked. According to the resident, he became the target of the policeman's attention after the shooting. He said the policeman then pointed his gun at him. Then I say, I saw you deal with the thing. Him just jump in at the vehicle, drive off. This is not just. That is not how you deal with people. You can't tell somebody to stop and his back is turned and then you fire a shot in the person's direction to tell them stop. With police relationship, that is not how they will get respect. They can't deal with things like that. Is that how you deal with something? The resident further asked. A woman claims that they have to be afraid of the police who are treating the residents unfairly while they search for gunmen. She said the police are targeting the wrong set of people as they are patrolling the community at the wrong times. They will come here with force. They will come like it is they are the bad man. We are afraid of both them and the bad man. We can't walk in peace. When I no lock up time, you see them a drive round. Me not saying nothing illegal not going on in the community. But when you hear gunshot or anything early morning, you never see a police yet. When police come out, gunman are outside. Gunman are there in yard. When the police see people outside, them want terrorize the innocent people. No man will have gun now outside, she said. Dunkirk is one of several communities in the downtown Kingston area that are plagued by gun violence, which has claimed many lives since the start of the year. Policeman charged with assault. Police Constable Michael Garrick was on Thursday placed before the St. Mary Parish Court by way of summons to answer to charges of assault occasioning bodily harm. The charges stemmed from an investigation by the Independent Commission of Investigations (INDECOM) and a ruling by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Garrick was charged in relation to the assault of another cop, which occurred in Brainerd, St. Mary on June 24, 2019. According to INDECOM, the complainant was reportedly struck several times with a baton by Garrick following his refusal to be searched in circumstances alleged as a stop-and-search incident. The case is set for mention on October 21. More AstraZeneca vaccines available, says Tufton. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is seeking to assure Jamaicans that the ministry still has AstraZeneca vaccines available to continue administering shots despite thousands of doses expiring on Thursday night. At a press conference on Thursday evening, Dr. Tufton said he expected that 58,000 doses of the vaccines donated to Jamaica by the United Kingdom would expire. However, he said the country was not out of AstraZeneca vaccines.
Do not worry that you're being given a vaccine that is expired, because that will not happen. The vaccines that will be available is a different batch of vaccines. In fact, 390,180 doses of vaccines is in stock, and so people, and in particular those persons who are due their second shot or first shot, these vaccines are available, and these AstraZeneca vaccines that you'll be given, whether second or first, it would be from a separate batch. We are not unaccustomed to that protocol, given that we administer vaccines on an ongoing basis. It's logged, and there's a particular way to destroy, which will take place, and perhaps in this case, in consultation with the donor who has donated this particular amount of vaccines.
More adverse reactions reported in relation to Pfizer vaccine. The Ministry of Health has reported that Jamaicans are having more adverse reactions to the Pfizer vaccine. The local vaccination program currently administers vaccines from Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson. Dr. Melody Ennis, Director of Family Health Services in the ministry, said it is understandable that there are increased reports relating to Pfizer as that vaccine is being given to children.
We are doing the comparison, trying to look at the exact figures, and we may see a little bit more adverse reactions with the Pfizer vaccine at this time. Now, you have to put that in context. We are administering this vaccine to children who will complain more of the pain in the arm, the flu-like illness, who will also be very fearful of the needles, who will have a fainting episode or a syncopal episode, complain of dizziness. So all of that, putting it into context, gives us a little bit more with the Pfizer. Of those, we have closed about 17, looking at the vast majority of the 72, over 56% of the 72 would have resolved completely. Those cases that we looked at were persons who complained mainly of being dizzy, which was transient. We did have a few who were hospitalized for allergic reactions or for palpitations, and all of those have resolved.
Jamaican woman dies 2 weeks after hit and run in the U.S. The Jamaican woman who was admitted to hospital after being hit by a driver in Yarmouth, Massachusetts, 2 weeks ago, succumbed to her injuries on Tuesday. The deceased has been identified as 62-year-old Welton Willis Gregory. According to a report from CBS Boston, Willis Gregory died on Tuesday at a Boston hospital. It was reported that on Tuesday, September 14, at about 9:35 p.m., the Jamaican was walking along Route 28 west to Yarmouth when she was hit by a vehicle. The woman's co-worker identified her to the police. Willis Gregory was later flown to a Boston area hospital with serious injuries, with lower extremity injuries and head injuries as a result of the incident, police said at the time. She was working in the United States for the summer and was expected to return to Jamaica by the end of September. Meanwhile, the Yarmouth police are yet to locate the driver of the car involved in the incident, the report said. 332 new COVID-19 cases, 8 more deaths. Jamaica has recorded 8 more COVID-19 deaths, pushing the tally to 1,877. Those who have died are an 80-year-old man from St. Catherine, an 84-year-old woman from St. Catherine, a 68-year-old man from St. Catherine, an 89-year-old woman from Manchester, a 70-year-old man from St. Mary, a 71-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 55-year-old woman from St. Thomas, and a 46-year-old woman from Trelawney. The Ministry of Health says the deaths occurred between August 31 and September 29. Meanwhile, there were 332 new cases, with ages ranging from 3 days to 96 years, pushing the total to 84,069, with 28,657 being active. Of the new cases, 140 are men and 192 are women. The parish breakdown is as follows: St. Catherine 91, Kingston and St. Andrew 57, St. Anne 44, Clarendon 32, St. Thomas 24, St. James 21, St. Elizabeth 21, Manchester 19, Trelawney 8, Hanover 6, Portland 5, Westmoreland 3, and St. Mary 1. A total of 1,741 tests were conducted. The country's positivity rate stands at 23.9%. In the meantime, there were 131 more recoveries, increasing the total to 52,948. Some 592 persons are in hospital, with 128 being moderately ill, 85 severely ill, and 38 critically ill. And some 36,120 persons are in home quarantine. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.